Hi class, in this video I'm going to show you different types of problems that require you to find the mean, which is the average. This screen shows how to find the mean. Two simple steps: we're going to add all the numbers together, then we will divide that total sum by the number of values. There's a little example at the bottom of the screen. If you add the numbers 3, 2, 10, and 5 together, you get 20. Divide that by 4 because there was 4 numbers to get an average of 5. So I'm going to show you a few different types of problems that all require you to find the average. These first two are what I call traditional problems. They're just a set of data. For number 1, there is a total of 8. So pause your screen and add these together. Okay, when you added those together, you have a total of 26. 26 divided by 8 is 3.25, and that is the average. Also, on a side note, I want you to know the symbol for mean is X with a bar over it. For number 2, I want you to pause the screen again and find the average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these 7 numbers. Okay, when I added them together, it was 151. Divide that total by 7 to get 21.57 as an average. Okay, next, I want you to be able to find the mean score from a frequency table. The question says the Cleveland YMCA picks up a group of children from a local elementary school and brings them over to their after-school program. And then the table below has the age of the child and how many children on that bus were that particular age. The question just asks what is the average age of a child that's riding that bus. The first thing I want you to notice is that you cannot just add 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 together and find the average of those 6 numbers because there's more than 6 kids on the bus. So how many kids are riding this bus? I want you to add this frequency column, and that gives you a total of 15 kids. Next, to find the average age, we could take the long route and add each of these 15 ages together. For example, 2 children were 5 years old, so we could say 5 plus 5. 3 children are 6 years old, so 6 plus 6 plus 6. 3 children are 7 years old, 7 plus 7 plus 7. But that's really easy to make a mistake because that's you're typing in 15 numbers into your calculator. A shortcut would be to multiply the age by the frequency number. And so if 2 children are 5 years old each, that's a total of 10. If 3 children are 6 years old, that's a total of 18. 3 children are 7, 21. 4 children are 8, which is 32. 2 children are 9, which is 18. And 1 child on the bus is 10, so 1 times 10 is 10. It's much easier to add these values together because there's only 6 of them. Go ahead and add these numbers together on your calculator, and I'll do the same. You should have a total of 109, and then we'll take the total 109 and divide by 15. And so the average age is 7.27. Next, this example is finding the mean with just using a word problem. A teacher gave the same test to 2 classes. In the class with 26 students, the mean score was 86. In the class with 37 students, the mean score was 78. What was the mean score for all the students? The first question I want you to figure out is how many students. What does it mean when it says all students? Her first class had 26 students. Her second class had 37. So 26 plus 37 is a total of 63 students. To find the average, we need to know the total of all 63 exam grades. Well, we don't have that information specifically, but we do have other information in the word problem that can help us. Let's look at this one class at a time. Take a look at the information we have for class number 1. In the class with 26 students, the mean score is 86. So we can set up the equation x over 26 equals 86. And we're going to let x equal the total scores of class number 1. So if we have a total scores of x, when we divide by 26, we know the answer is 86 because that's the information given to us in this word problem. Now I want you just to solve this equation. In order to get x, we're going to multiply both sides by 26. These 26 on the left side cancel. Multiply 86 by 26, and x equals 2,236. That is the sum of all 26 exam grades for class number 1. Next, let's look at class number 2, and we're going to go through the same process. We're going to let x be the total scores. X divided by 37 equals 78. We'll multiply both sides by 37. X equals 2,886. One more step. Now I want you to combine the total scores from class 1 with the total scores from class 2 by adding these x values together. And I've ran out of room. So up here the total score is 5,122. Let's divide that by 63 students for a mean score of 81.3. The next example, Johnny scored a 90, 84, and 75 on the past 3 math exams. What does he need to score on the next test in order to maintain an 85 test average? So we're going to use what we know about the mean and set up another equation. We know that we can add his 4 test scores together, even though we don't know what that 4th test is. I'm going to call it x for right now. We know when we add those together, divide by 4, that Johnny wants it to be an average of 85. So we're going to just take this equation and solve for x. The first thing I want you to do is add the 3 test scores together. This is 249 plus x. Divide by 4 equals 85. I'm going to times 4 to both sides. 249 plus x equals 340. And then just subtract 249 from both sides. And that 4th test, Johnny needs to make a 91% to maintain an 85% test average. Here's another word problem. There were 15 measurements with an average of 35. If the measurement of 39 was removed and replaced with 67, what is the new average? Okay, so I have 15 lines across the screen that represents the 15 data points. We don't know the individual data points, but we do know when we add them all together, and we'll let x be that total. When we add them together and divide by 15, we get an average of 35. So by solving for x, we can find out what the total measurements were. I want you to multiply 15 to both sides. 35 times 15 is 525. So in the original 15 measurements, when you add each of those 15 measurements together, you have a total of 525. Now the question, something is about to happen. You're going to remove the measurement 39. It's a single measurement 39 was removed, and replace it with 67. So on the left-hand side of the screen, I want you to follow this math. I'm going to do 525. I'm going to subtract 39 to get a total of 486, and then add the new measurement of 67, and that is 553. So let me walk you back through that again. If we know the original 15 measurements had an average of 35, that means the original 15 measurements had a sum total of 525. If we took one of those measurements, specifically the measurement of 39, we took that out and replaced it with 67, the new total for the 15 measurements is 553. The last step is to take 553, divide that by 15 to get a new average of about 36.87. So that's all the examples on this video. Please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help.